Okay, again, I'm sorry. I got another phone call interrupting me. It's Monday. There's a lot of stuff going on, so I do apologize. We'll just make this a 3-part series. Anyway, what I was saying is basically this button will turn your car into a big Siri, so ultra accessible. So not only do you have this big touch screen, the air conditioning controls have been updated. This is still a tri-climate zone setting, so 3 zones. But also, brand new on the 17, not only do you have the heated seat, but you have the cooled seats. 3 different levels of that, as well as 3 levels of the heated seats. And that is driver's side and passenger side. There's your Blu-ray player down here. Now, Honda has gone away from the CD player because the majority of people listen to music on their phone or Pandora, you know, stuff like that. However, if you have the DVD player, which this car will, you will have access to it. It will play CDs. 9-speed transmission on this car, so a lot of this stuff is going to look pretty foreign to you. Push button transmission. There's your drive, your park, reverse, you pull that back. Electronic parking brake. This is pretty cool. This driver assist right here, every time I'm pressing this, it's changing this mode from normal snow to mud to sand. So depending on your actual terrain, you can set it, you know, to be a little more responsive. Now this is all-wheel drive, of course, so that's just gonna, all that's doing is just setting a different torque range for different driving conditions. You have a push button start. You also have remote entry. I didn't show you, but this car does have, let me just pull it out of my pocket here, it does have remote start, which is that button at the bottom from the factory, which is really cool. First year the Honda's done that was in 16. So you can start this car from your house. Also in this car, you can't see it because it's daytime, but at nighttime, when your headlights come on, you'll have interior illuminated trim. So stuff like underneath this handrest here, inside your cup holder or on this rim, it's going to illuminate a really pretty blue color, and it's just to give you a little bit of ambience in the car at nighttime. Nice big storage tray here in the middle, an extra USB port as well as a power outlet. Under the steering wheel, you do have paddle shifters to, you know, a little more sportier driving if that's what you know how you like to drive, and a lot of controls over here on the steering wheel that'll let you access your screen, Bluetooth controls all over here, probably pretty similar to what you're looking at. This screen up top is all digitalized now, so there's your instant fuel economy, your range, which is how far you have to run out of gas. It's also going to show you stuff like your oil life, your tire pressure. It's got a compass. And by the way, once your navigation's plugged in, it'll give you turn-by-turn directions over here on this part, just so you don't have to keep your line of sight's not too far off the road. One of the coolest features that Honda's added this year is called the Sensing package. And you might have seen that on the feature list that you looked at, but I'll try to make it pretty brief. Sensing is basically, it's a suite of 4 different features. The first one is called Adaptive Cruise Control. So basically what that does is the car, if you have your cruise set, it will monitor the distance between you and the car in front of you. So if you're not paying attention and you're coming up on a car in front of you too quick and you don't hit the brakes, your car will reset its cruise speed to follow at a safe distance. The second package on that sensing deal is a lane keeper assistance. The car will drive itself. So when you have your cruise set, you hit this button. Now it uses a radar built behind this rearview mirror here, and to see the lines in the road. So if you start to swerve out of the lines, if you've fallen asleep, had a heart attack, unconscious, whatever, the car will drive itself and keep itself in the lanes. I think it does it for a little over a minute by itself. But it's kind of cool on the test drive. You know, if you ever come over here, you can feel it jerking in your hands, and kind of neat. And the last one is the mitigated brake system. I'm sorry, the third one is the mitigated brake system, which is this button here. So what that does, the car will stop itself. If you're not paying attention to the car in front of you, say for instance it stopped at a red light, it's a 3-stage process. The first stage is it'll vibrate the steering wheel and kind of wake you up. The second stage, if you fail to do anything, it'll lightly apply pressure to the brakes. And the third stage, it'll apply a lot of pressure to the brakes. So it may not stop you completely, but it will slow you down to where it's going to reduce the impact dramatically. And the last part of the sensing package is this button here. It's just called a road departure mitigation. And so what that is, if you don't want to turn on the lane keeper assist, which is what steers the car for you, you can just turn on this little feature here, and what that'll do is just vibrate the steering wheel if you start to get out of the lines. You know, most people use that at a lower speed, you know, back roads or something like that, just to kind of keep them awake. You have the cross sensors for the parking brake. Not only does it go straight back, it goes at an angle. That way that if you're parked in a car at Walmart and there's 2 cars right to your left and right, it will shoot kind of at an angle so they can see cars coming down the aisle when you're backing up. You also have blind spot indicators. That's on the driver's side and the passenger side over there. Kind of hard to see that little square in the A-pillar. But that's just to notify you that there's a car either on your left or your right coming up. So just letting you know to be careful. And lastly, you do have the heated steering wheel, which is cool. This is the only trim level that has the heated steering wheel. Really like that feature, you know, especially on cold days. It's just nice to kind of get in and have everything fully warmed up, especially with that paired up with that remote start. You can have all this stuff warmed up for you by the time you get in. So that's it. I'm sorry it was kind of long-winded, but I know you were nice enough to take me a video of your Pilot, so I would want to at least do the same. Like I said, if you have any specific questions about any of those features that I didn't go over, please let me know. I'll be happy to answer those for you. So anyway, once again, I look forward to working with you, and I'll just wait to hear back from you. Thank you.